Hey everybody, I am so glad you're here because today we have got one of my favorite exercises to do. It's a doozy, it's awesome, it's gold, especially if you've never done it before or if you're new to ownership or to management. Maybe you're a new hire, you've never been a manager before, or you're a new manager for a company. Oh my gosh, this exercise is gold for you, okay? So I'm going to start by asking you a question that might be easy for you to answer at first. And the more that I pick at it, the more difficult that I hope it is for you to answer. The question is, what makes you, meaning your business, different than everybody else? What makes you so special, right? Now you could probably sit there and list, 4 or 5 things that makes you different than everybody else in the world. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that at all. You might be right with those 4 or 5 things that make you different. But I often tell clients that we have to remember first that our businesses are not as unique as we think that they are. What I mean by that is, think about all the people in the world who do what you do in your industry, okay? Let's say you're a lawyer. How many thousands of lawyers practicing your kind of law are in the world? I mean, millions even. What if you're a jeweler? Tens of thousands of jewelry stores in North America. Tens of thousands. There's everything from kind of the one-man operation to small mom and pop shops to online retailers to big chains. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of options of jewelers out there. What if you're a healthcare worker? How many healthcare workers are in your field, in your region alone, or in your industry alone? The point I'm trying to drive here is that you're not the only one doing what you do. So if you sit there and say, okay, what makes me different than everybody else is I'm a small business, locally owned, family operated, we're a small team. How many of those other people that I mentioned in your industry are also saying the same things about their business? Is your unique appeal really all that unique in that situation? Okay, let's make the question even harder if I haven't yet. If I ask your customers, what makes such and such company different than all the rest? Will they say the same thing that you would say about what makes you unique? It's a great question, right? Would you bet money that your answers would be the same answers? Maybe they are, maybe they wouldn't. Look, the only way you could really know if your customers would say the same thing in that question that you would say is if you asked them, what makes us unique? And so today's exercise is going to do just that. We're going to ask your customers what makes you unique and special. And with the information we're going to get from this, we're going to get some amazing fodder fire for some amazing management skills, okay? So 3 steps, my recipe for this one, real simple, real easy, 3 steps on how we're going to do this. So owners, managers, step number 1 is I want you to run a report of a list of your top 10% of your clients, top 10% clients. These are the clients who have spent the most money with you or have shopped the most frequently with you, or both, of all time. And if you're a new company, then look with at least in the last year or 2, if you can. Who are your top customers? And from that list of your top 10%, I want you to, at random, select at least 10 names. So 10 names at random from your top 10%. And if you want a real challenge for a little more accuracy and a little bit more goodwill, then select 20 names from that list, okay? Pull them out of a hat, throw a dart at the board, do a lottery, I don't care, just pick them at random, okay? That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you're going to have a system this week where you're going to call each one of those people that you selected. And you're going to ask them for some advice. Great way to open the phone call is this. Hey, this is so-and-so from such and such company. Hope you're doing well. Hey, look, you're one of our best clients, and we want to thank you so much for being a great client. look, I'm trying to grow the company. I'm trying to develop some things. I would really like your advice. Do you have a minute or two to answer 2 simple questions? Now, if you're new, let's say you're a new manager or you're new to the company, a new owner, you can still do this. Just make sure that you introduce yourself at the beginning of the phone call. I'm so-and-so, I'm the new owner, I'm the new manager. I would like to learn more about our business through the eyes of a customer. And I understand you've been one of our best customers. Do you mind if I ask some advice from you about what makes us special? Now, people, we love to give our opinion. We love to give our opinion. You can ask me anytime my opinion on just about anything, and I will give you what I believe is the right answer. I'm an armchair expert, right? We love to give our opinion. So chances are your customers, your best customers, are going to be flattered that you called them and asked them for advice about your company. And for this alone, you're going to be developing deeper relationships with your very best clients just by asking them for this advice. And so already, for the price of admission, this exercise is worth it. But we're going to ask them these 2 questions. Okay, you ready? The first question you're going to ask them is, how did you first hear about our company? How'd you first get here? Right? Make sure that when you ask them this question, you have a pen and paper in front of you or something to take notes with, and you just start writing down everything that they're going to say. Okay, just write down. How did you hear about us? What first brought you here? Once they're done talking, you're going to move to question number 2, which is, why do you keep choosing us over the other guy? You have lots of options. What keeps you coming back to us? And then write down their answers. Just let them talk. At the end, thank them, appreciate them. Bonus points if you send them a card or maybe a gift card to buy them some coffee or something for their time. That's a huge bit of extra goodwill. And just keep journaling until you've gone through your list of your customers. That is step number 2. Now, step number 3, owners, managers, onagers, sit down and consolidate your answers. Put all of them together and start to see what patterns are emerging from the questions you asked. And try to hone in on the top 1 or 2 things that kept coming up on both of those questions. When you ask them what brought you here for the first time, was there a pattern? Did they say, we saw you in print, or we heard you on the radio, or we heard you from word of mouth or a referral? Write down the 1 or 2 things that keep coming up in those conversations that you've had. And with the second point, why do you keep coming back? Do the same thing. What are the themes? And so put those down in a couple of words and just take a look at it. You now have 2 bits of incredibly valuable information. The first question is geared to help you understand what marketing is working. Now remember, these are your top clients. So the way that they heard about you and they came to know you for the first time might be the exact place you need to go to find more people like them. Maybe your next top customer is going to find out about you the same way. Well, what if it was referral? What if it was word of mouth? All the more reason to look at your word of mouth and referral programs, which maybe we'll cover in another video. The point is, at least this gives you a direction of what marketing is working, especially for your top clientele. Now, the second question is geared to understand your unique purchase appeal. This is the thing that sets you apart from everybody else in the eyes of your customers. They're going to tell you what's so special about you. And this is a great way for you to have slogans, campaigns, develop culture, develop ideas. But today, from these 2 things that we're going to find from these questions, we're going to have a very practical staff meeting that you're going to run. And this is a wonderful staff meeting. I love this one. Bring your staff together for staff meeting. Sit them down and say, hey, we've done a little bit of research to find out what our customers think about us. And then just share your findings from both of these questions. Tell them what marketing is working. Tell them what makes you so special from your customer's point of view. And then at the end of your presentation to them, short and sweet, then open up the floor to your staff and ask them, what have we done during the week? I'd like to hear stories of what have we done during the week that really fulfilled the unique purchase appeal. So, for example, if one of your customers, if your customers keep saying about you is that you guys just go above and beyond the call of duty to find the best price and the best value for us. I mean, you guys will bend over backwards to do that for us. And if that was a theme from your unique purchase appeal question, then ask the staff, hey, what have we done this week that really helped the customer get the most value? Invite them just to share that story. What if your unique purchase appeal was that, customers say that when I come into your business, I feel like I'm part of your family. The relationship is just incredible. So ask your staff, hey, this is what our customers have said. Have you guys had an experience this week with a customer that felt more than just a customer? It felt like you were talking to a friend or a family member. Let's just talk about it. Just tell the story. By inviting your team to tell the story about what makes your company unique and how you fulfilled it, you're first reinforcing the behavior that you want to see more of, right? This is what makes us special. This is what makes us unique. If we celebrate this in staff meeting publicly, then we're probably going to see more of that behavior in the future. You're also reinforcing your unique purchase appeal. They're going to begin remembering by telling these stories and hearing these stories. What makes us different is this. They're going to take that lesson onto the sales floor this week, into their interactions with vendors this week, whatever it is that they're doing. They're going to keep that top of mind. And that is a wonderful way to celebrate and keep bolstering up that culture that you want to create. It's a wonderful staff meeting. Make it positive, make it happy, right? Very simple, quick steps. Get your top customer list, find some names, call them up with those 2 great questions, consolidate them, and have a staff meeting. And make sure you write down the responses and keep them somewhere in front of you for a while. I promise you, they're going to come in handy if you're ever confused on what to do next. Customers are going to tell you exactly what to think next. It's wonderful. Okay, you've got your marching orders. I hope this has been super fruitful and super helpful. I can't wait to see what you come up with this week. So good luck out there, and we'll see you next time.